Yo, we're out here grounded. Of course, the grass is wet. The negative ions are bioavailable. You feel me? I'm playing, bro. But anyways, this video is going to be about my realization why I've been stuck. Why it's been so hard for me to manifest my goals, fulfill my desires, achieve my dreams. And I just went on a long walk. It's like 10:50 at night right now. Hit a bit of a nice ass meditation too. And I was just about to go back into my crib, like a couple blocks away, but then I just fucking randomly came to this conclusion that the reason why I've been so stuck, the reason why it's been so difficult for me to achieve my goals, well, it all comes down to emotion, right? We'll get into that in a sec, but one of the keys that I just unlocked, and let me know if this resonates with y'all, but I feel like I've been conditioned and programmed by myself, but also by the people that I used to watch and society in general, to believe that in order to achieve any type of success or to get anything in your life, you have to work extremely hard. You have to put in a lot of time and effort. Things of this nature. And this just isn't the case, because people are anomalies of this. You see Andrew Carnegie, yeah, maybe his come-up story, we don't really know his come-up story, but we do know that he used to work fucking a couple hours a day, take an hour lunch break every day. I think he only used to work 5 out of the 7 days too. I mean, don't quote me on any of this. This is just what I heard. And he used to take his entire 3-month summer off, no phones, no communication, nothing on the business. Yet he was one of the wealthiest people to ever exist. This is just one example, right? And so you have to really think about, is this the case? Is hard work, is a lot of time and effort necessary in order to get to where you want to go? No, bro, because there are no truths except for half-truths in this world. What that really means is there are no truths except for what the subconscious mind believes to be true. So if you believe that it takes a lot of hard work and effort to achieve what you want to achieve, then you're going to have to put in a lot of that hard work and effort in order to get what you want. And I feel like, or actually, let me go back to what I was going to say. I feel as if I've identified, I've embodied the trying to become successful state. I've identified with that stage of you need to grind, it's going to be hard, going to be difficult, going to go through a lot of struggles and tribulations, setbacks. I've identified with this stage, I want to call it, of trying to make it out, of trying to become successful, of transcending from broke to rich. Whereas I think it's more of a jump you have to make, a mindset shift in order for everything to start flowing in. Now, I do believe people will achieve this jump gradually through a lot of effort and action and time, because that's just how some people will work, right? Because their mind will slowly shift. But then some people, you'll just see them go from nothing to everything. Not everything, but you know what I mean. They fucking jump quickly, bro. They are achieving their goals in a very short amount of time. And this is what manifestation is. It's the fulfillment of your desires. And it's really just a skill set. And the better you are with manifestation, the quicker you can realize your goals and dreams, in my opinion. And since I've identified with this trying to become successful, therefore I've been subconsciously self-sabotaging to keep myself in this state, in this stage. Whereas you have to bring your future goal into the present in order for that future to manifest. And this all comes down to emotion, literally, all down to emotion and thoughts. Because emotion is energy in motion. It sends a vibratory signal, a vibration out to the universe. If you don't believe in this shit, I don't give a fuck, honestly. Click off. But for the people that know, you know what I mean? All of the greats talk about, not all of the greats, but a lot of the greats talk about this shit. Going back to Andrew Carnegie, he was the richest motherfucker, I think, of the 20th century. What was it, 1800s, 1900s? One of the richest motherfuckers out there, right? Recently. And he had a mentee called Napoleon Hill. A lot of you probably know of him because he's a best-selling author. His book is mainstream as fuck. And I honestly feel like, and his book is Think and Grow Rich. I feel like this Think and Grow Rich book is kind of like the Bible in a way. You know, because the Bible is extremely mainstream too, if you think about it. Well, maybe not, but yeah, it's pretty mainstream. Everyone knows about the Bible. Yet, only a select few amount of people will really understand the sauce in the Bible. It's one of the most knowledgeable books out there, right? It gives some of the best advice out there. But it's only for the people that can truly decode it, that can truly understand the parables that are being taught within the Bible. And I think Think and Grow Rich is kind of similar to this, because I remember the first time I read Think and Grow Rich, it was a couple of years ago, probably when I was like 16, 17. And, you know, I thought it was an okay book, but I didn't think anything crazy of it, you know what I mean? Kind of just like, oh, mindset's important. That's really all I got out of it. And then I remember reading it over again, like probably maybe a year ago, maybe even less, I'm not sure. And I went and highlighted everything. I'm like, holy fuck, this book is like actually a game changer. I neglected it because I thought it was mainstream. It was like whatever. But no, this book is legit, bro. And I almost guarantee you when I go and read it again for the third or fourth time, I'm going to get even more sauce out of it. And that's because you're only able to, I guess, take the knowledge you're ready for, or the level of consciousness that you're at. But anyways, let me get back to the point. You have to bring your goals that you have in the future, right? You imagine your goals to be in the future, to achieve them in the future, right? You imagine, okay, this goal, it's kind of this big, so it's going to take this amount of time, this amount of effort. No, I'm not going to achieve it right now. There's no way, right? And that's somewhat the truth. But thinking like that is just going to hinder your success. And in my opinion, what you have to do is you have to bring that, take that future goal and bring it into the present. Live that future goal as if it's already achieved in the present moment. Act as if the goal has already been achieved. But most importantly, feel as though the goal has already been achieved. That is the most important thing. You have to embody your quote unquote future desired self and bring it into the present moment. And you do this by feeling. You don't even really do this by acting. The actions are an effect. Now, actions are necessary, but they're just an effect of the emotions and the thoughts. And for the longest period of time, I tried to consciously control my actions, and that's all I focused on, neglecting the emotions and the thoughts, because I didn't really know about how powerful they are. And I was always in this cycle and this oscillation and this cycle of self-sabotage. And it was only until recently where I realized momentum, progress, fulfillment of your goals is all due to your emotions and thoughts. And actions, you can't neglect them entirely because they do matter, they are important, they are necessary. But I don't really think you should be completely focusing on the actions. You have to, because the actions are an effect, right? And you cannot change an effect, so if you're trying to change your reality, which is also an effect, you can't do that by trying to change another effect, which actions are another effect, right? And so you have to really dig deep and find out what is the actual cause to my reality. And there's layers, right? But the true cause is identity. It is belief. It is thoughts. It is emotions. It's your internal state. All of the greats talk about this shit, bro. I'm telling you. And so what you have to do is you have to completely focus a majority of your attention and your energy on feeling as if your desired reality has already happened. Feeling as if the wish has already been fulfilled. Feeling as though you are already that person that you desire to be. Feeling as though that you already have what you want. Okay? Because you can't completely really control your reality, but you can control your internal state, which actually dictates your reality. Therefore, you can kind of control your reality. You know what I mean? A little bit paradoxical, but I don't know. But, so focus on the emotions. And I've heard this so many times. Focus on the emotions, focus on the emotions, focus on the emotions. And they never tell you how to focus on the emotions. And just from my little bit of experience, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anything I'm saying. I'm more so making this video for myself. This is more of like a journal entry. But I do believe that it will help some people, which is all that matters. So how do you consciously feel the emotions of your desired self, of your desired reality, of your goals already being achieved? Well, what you have to do, well, you don't have to do anything actually. You can just fucking feel them, right? But what helps is, first off, well, there's a couple of things that you can do. First off, meditation, bro. Meditation, I think, is essential, especially for the beginner initiate, right? For the mind. It's essential, bro. I mean, I guess nothing's actually essential, but I think it's extremely important and it's extremely helpful. Start fucking meditating. And you can do it any way you want, any way that you feel is most beneficial to you. You can do mindfulness meditation, you can do guided meditation, you can do visualization meditation, you can meditate while you're walking. You better just sit still. You can meditate while you're walking, but you can do it in silence, you could do it with music, you can do it preferably instrumental music, Baroque music, Theta hurts music. Like whatever you want, bro. Whatever makes you most at peace, makes you most at ease, whatever calms the mind the most. In my experience, what helps me the most is, like I said, first off, you have to get extremely comfortable, and sitting doesn't do the job for me. So I always usually have to lay down in order to tap into a theta state. And theta is the brainwave state, which basically unlocks the door to your subconscious. And so if you're not in this state, it's going to be a lot harder, more difficult to program the subconscious. And theta, think of it as is basically just like the state akin to before you fall asleep or right as you wake up. That state where you're half asleep, but you're half conscious. You're half unconscious, you're half conscious. Your mind is awake, but your body is still asleep. You basically are not focused in the body. You basically don't even feel the body, but your mind is still awake, but your thoughts are also a lot slower too. You'll notice your thoughts are a lot slower, a lot more eased, if I could say. And I know I'm rambling, but my speaking skills definitely need improvement, let's say. My articulation of my thoughts, but this is how you get better, is just by fucking doing it, right? And so for me, laying down is crucial, or just getting extremely comfortable where you have no tension within the muscles. You play some guided meditation, you play some nice relaxing music, which actually is very fire, or you go in silence, or do whatever the fuck you need to do, and just set a 20-minute timer, 30-minute timer, 10-minute timer, 5-minute timer if you need to, and just relax, bro. Calm the mind. And later down the line, once you're able to calm the mind, it may take a couple of reps, maybe it takes a week, maybe it takes a month, maybe it takes a day. Then after your mind is completely calmed, especially the body too, the body's completely relaxed, the mind is calm, your thoughts start to slow down, you're in a theta state, start to think about your desired reality as if it's already happened. Visualize you living in your desired reality. Now the term visualization, had a very negative connotation. I had a negative connotation about it because I read these books and it said you have to fucking fully see within your mind, like you're playing a movie, all of the details and basically the details and the colors and the sounds and the sights of that visual image or scene. And I couldn't do that. So I thought it wasn't working. But it was only until I came to the realization that emotions are the only thing that matter. Feelings are the only thing that matter. It's not the visualization itself that helps you manifest your goals. It's the emotions that visualization evokes. And so if you can just start to very vaguely picture yourself in your desired reality, living as your desired self, living as if your goals are already accomplished, and in the back of your mind also focusing on what are those feelings I would feel, right? What are those feelings I would feel as if I'm already making the money, I'm living in that place that I want to live, I have those friends that I want to have, I have that relationship that I want to have, I have that car or that watch, whatever the fuck it may be that you want. Imagine as if it's already happened, and those emotions will start to arise naturally. And if they don't, then it's just going to take a little bit of practice. Don't try to force anything. That's also something that I fucked up with as well. I'm trying to force these fucking emotions. Well, first of all, you're probably not even in a theta state if you're trying to force the emotions, because when you're in that theta state, those emotions will arise fairly quickly, fairly naturally. And so you need to learn how to calm the mind. and the body in order to tap into that lower brainwave state. And I'm telling you, bro, those emotions will arise naturally. So do whatever you have to do. If you can visualize the scene super clearly, vaguely, or even just thinking about already having the money, what are you going to do when you have the money, or whatever your goal is. And you'll start to fucking smile a bit, bro. You'll start to feel at ease. There's a lot of emotions that may arise within you. And it's very important, in my opinion, to detect what emotions are arising. And then once you kind of realize what the true emotions are of your desired reality, then those are the emotions that are going to cause that reality to come into fruition. And so you have to just start feeling those on a regular basis. And like I said, the best way to do that is, in my opinion, at first at least, is through meditation, is through visualization. Or just thinking about it when you're on a walk, when you're on a drive, right? But I think it's easier to do it through meditation. And you start to become consistent with this meditation, with this visualization, with this daily practice. Another great one is self-narratives. Writing a paragraph or a couple pages, like a journal entry, as if you're already living in that reality, right? And reading that can help evoke the emotions as well. Future self narratives, stuff like that. Vision boards is another great way to evoke emotions. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different methods. Every method works. It just depends on how much conviction you have within that method and what method helps you evoke the emotions the best. So there is no right or wrong with this. And in my opinion, I feel as if you're consistent with one of these methods and you start to evoke this emotion at least once or twice per day. As you're consistent with that, you'll start to find that these emotions that are correlated, that are aligned with the achievement of your goal, you're going to start to feel those more regularly throughout your day when you're doing random shit, right? And especially when you're doing the actions that align to the achievement of your goal. And once you can enter this state, once you can gain the momentum of feeling these emotions, this is when your reality will start to shift. And it happens quickly. That's all I have for you, boys. It's been a ramble, but I hope this can help some people out. If not, I'm just going to look back on this in like a couple of years and see how far I've come. But God bless everyone. God is great. Seek out God. Seek out the kingdom of God, because it is within you. The kingdom of God dwells within. You don't need to go to a priest or a church or a guru to find God. That journey is within yourself. Bless up.